10-minute walk. Keeping on those 10-minute walks. Downtown Davis. You got questions, I might have answers. Cruising around, getting in some exercise. About to go to the gym in a little bit, in a wee bit. Let me know if you guys got some questions. I'm just cruising around, getting some walking in, gonna get some training in a little bit, gonna hit up some squats, hit up some box squats. I'm gonna go for kind of like a heavy double for today and just kind of see where that leads me to. Hitting up a lot of this meat and eggs, staying true to the diet even during everything that's going on, because I think it's important that you stay connected to your disciplines. Disciplines. Is your gym still open? To me it is, son. You want to be able to still train, be wealthy, and own your own gym. And then even when it's shut down, you can still train in there. I'm just fucking with you. I get the ability to still train in there, but to be honest with you, I kind of feel like a traitor in some ways to the ST, the loyal, the people that have been in there for the last 10 years, because, I get to still train in there and they don't. Fortunately for me, though, Super Training Gym is free, so it makes me feel a little less guilty about that. My gym is not still open, but my business is still running. Slingshot is still going, and we have great products over there. If you want to, get some training in at home, get yourself a slingshot or a slingshot push-up, or buy one for a loved one during this time. It's a great idea. You got hip circles, and we obviously still have a lot of great apparel and great protective products for your home gym usage. Knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, all that good stuff. All that stuff's still cranking. Thanks for the question, Seth Jordan. Appreciate it. Viking Power. How can we work out there with you? You can work out there with me by going over to markbell.com. We're giving away a free month because of the hard times that everyone's going through. I know that people aren't working. People aren't making that paper. They're not making those greenbacks. They're not making those Benjamins. And so I made the site free for a month. So please go and check it out. We have an 8-week cycle of body weight exercises only, and an 8-week cycle of just some general home fitness equipment workouts. So both of those are offered on there from myself and my boy Jesse Burdick. We've come together. Where is my gym located? My gym is 855 Riverside Parkway, but it is closed for now. Thoughts on running? Thanks for the question, Drew. Running is great. Running is great. I would just say that, if you're not used to running, just start out real slow. I would say start out with some walk/runs. Go back and forth, toggle back and forth between the two until you get a little bit more used to it. Where were you born and raised? I was born and raised in Westchester, New York. And Peekskill Hospital is where I was born. And I was raised in Poughkeepsie, New York, Poughkeepsie. How's the diet going? It's going great. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. I still film it every day. Today's day number 83 or some shit like that. Diet's going great. Are you going to be doing more podcasts? All the time. Always doing podcasts, says Jordan. Where you been at, son? I did 2 in the last 2 days. We never stop. Any home exercise advice? If you got no equipment, yes. Go over to markbell.com, and we're giving away a free month that requires no equipment, just body weight movements. And then I would, in addition, just so you have some equipment, I would get some bands. I would get some slingshots, and I'd get some hip circles. Just so you got something. It's nice to have something. But you don't need anything. Go over to markbell.com. It's all free. Please go over there. All you have to do is sign up. You get a free month, and you'll be provided with a lot of great exercises. A lot of questions about working out at home. Any pointers on keeping positive amongst this anxiety-fueled time? Yes, I got a lot of advice for you when it comes to this. Number one is we shouldn't be thrown off course by anything external. And external might even be, in this context, might even be viewed as your own thoughts. Don't be swayed by your own thoughts and feelings, because your own thoughts and feelings could be based off of previous history. The body's like a computer. And when it remembers something happening or it hears something happening, maybe it doesn't interpret it correctly. Maybe even correctly is not even the right word. Maybe it's just not. Maybe you're just interpreting it differently than the next person. Why would one person have an anxiety attack from what's happening versus another one not having one? During the Great Depression, many companies died. During the Great Depression, many companies thrived, right? Like, what makes that happen? For me, I've been walking myself through all this, and what would happen if my company died? These are things to think about. Well, that would be really sad for a lot of different reasons. For many, many different reasons, I can view that as being very sad. But I also know it would be the birth of some new stuff, right? So, anxiety, you have to keep in mind, anxiety is fear over what hasn't happened. It's fear over what hasn't potentially happened in the future. I wouldn't even say yet, because that's kind of anticipating that it will happen. But anxiety is fear based off of things that haven't happened. Depression is based off of things that happened in the past. And all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is live in the present. And I know you hear people say that all the time, but how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite of it at a time. So there's no reason to have anxiety over how in the F are you going to eat this 10,000 pound animal or mammal, whatever an elephant is. How are you going to eat this 10,000 pound thing? Right? It's not anxiety over it, because you're just going to do it one bite at a time. Just like you do this. You get through stuff one step at a time. Just like you do this. Just like I've been teaching y'all. Don't use me as motivation. Don't use me as an inspiration. And don't use The Rock as motivation or inspiration. Because what happens if he's gone? What happens if I'm gone? Or what happened if the world spins on its axis and none of the things are important to us that were once important to us before? You need self-motivation. You need to have your own values in place and do things that make you feel worth something, make you feel valuable. And that's why I use lift through it. For me, I place great value on lifting. And so if I go in there and I lift something, I may feel useless, I may feel worthless about A, B, or C, but I can feel good because I picked that thing up and I moved it from one spot to another. And it's something, it's a tangible item that I can see progress in, or I can see progress in my physique. It's something I gravitated towards. It's something I'm interested in. What are you interested in? What are things that can keep your eye on the prize? What are things that can keep you from getting anxiety? I like how you wrote anxiety-fueled time. Is it really an anxiety-fueled time? Or is that your interpretation of it? Because I would say it doesn't have to be that. But I would say because you said it's so, then it be. Right? That's perception is reality. That's the perception. You have perceived that to be that way. Therefore, for you, it is that way. Rather than maybe say anxiety-fueled time, you can maybe shrug it off, if possible, and think, man, these people are really hysterical over nothing. Or man, these people are really charged up over the fact that if this virus continues to spread, that it's very problematic. Well, then why don't they just stay home? Or whatever it is that you believe in. That's what gets me through it, is I'm just going to keep moving, and I'm going to keep being happy, and I'm going to keep being positive, and I'm going to keep doing the things that I love to do. I love to eat meat. I love to exercise, and I love to practice philosophy. I love to practice stoicism. There's no reason to freak out because it forms no function against what it is that we're working against. It forms no function in what we're up against. Worry, doubt, anxiety, uncertainty. You want to know something? You have all been fooled, in my opinion. Maybe not all of you, but most of you have been duped. Because you know how much uncertainty we had before the coronavirus and how much uncertainty we have now? It's the fucking same. Everything's always been uncertain. Anyone who's alive could be dead. Anything that you own could be taken away. In a second, in a heartbeat. In a small microscopic change in events of the earth tilting on its axis, the earth spinning the wrong way for half a second, a tsunami, a volcano, a hurricane, a meteor, your heart skips for half a second, some sort of electrical disruption of your brain, some sort of like a blood clot, an aneurysm, your house burns down, your child dies from something crazy. Uncertainty is the only certainty that there may be on this planet. And it may be the only certainty that we ever had in the first place. Talk to the best scientists in the world about their particular topic, and the ones that are good are going to say, you know what, we're not certain. We don't know. But the only thing that you do know, and the only thing that you can anticipate, is a lot of change is coming our way all the time. It's the only thing that remains consistent, is that things will not remain the same as they were yesterday. These trees will sometimes have leaves on them, and they sometimes won't. Sometimes those trees will be there, and sometimes they'll be dead. Anything that has life to it can die. These may be viewed as morbid thoughts, but they're really just anticipations of the truth. The truth is out there, and the truth is that today is not any more uncertain than yesterday was, in my opinion. But if you want to believe that it is because of the news that you're hearing, then that's up to you, and that's on you. But when they say 40,000 people contracted the coronavirus, I'm thinking, what else have other people contracted during that time? And did they really contract it? Was it contracted? Or did they already have it and they just got tested for it and they happened to test positive for it? Because the truth of that could be everyone could already have it. I mean, there's a possibility that 90% of America already has it. Or there's a possibility that only 50% already has it. But either one is a possibility. You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. It really is. Your guess is as good as mine, and my guess is as good as any top-level person in the world. I'll put it up against any top level person in the world because they don't know. And I don't know. Because again, if you match it up to what I said earlier, the higher you climb up the ladder and the higher you get and the closer you get to the truth, you're going to hear people say things like, based off of everything that we know right now, we believe that to be the closest thing to the truth, such as gravity, such as things can't travel faster than the speed of light. You know, there's these things that we have these conclusions that we have come to, but they're still hypotheses because they could be changed at any moment, because we're one small tick away from having that belief demolished, right? Anyway, let me get back into these things. Is sleep the best medicine? It could be. You know, getting some good sleep could be great. You know, you hear that fasting works pretty well also. But I would say, you know, any overstresses of the body probably aren't good. As I cough all over the place. You know, any extra stress on the body probably isn't great. Sleeping too much can cause kind of like depression and stuff, and maybe someone could argue leave you even more susceptible to other things. The problem is most Americans aren't healthy enough to even get proper sleep, so sleeping more is not necessarily the answer. Laying in bed for 8 hours but only sleeping for 6, or laying in bed for 9 hours and only sleeping for 6.5, still is not an optimal form of sleep, and may not be any more beneficial because of the different sleep cycles that you hit and the different stages that you hit. So, you know, yeah, rest well, try to sleep, try your best to be stress-free, you know, read a book, listen to podcasts, do things that you enjoy and like, exercise, try to get some sunlight. Those are going to be the activities that are going to be really important. Any advice on maintaining strength while gyms are closed? Yes. Go over to markbell.com. We're giving away a free month. We have an 8-week program of body weight only exercises and an 8-week at-home gym style workout that we're giving you. So go over to markbell.com. You do have to put in your email. You do need to put in your credit card because we're trying to lock you in. I can just be upfront and honest with that. We have a lot of great information over there. We have some of my old workouts. We got bodybuilding workouts. We got powerlifting workouts. We have a ton of great information along with how I'm dieting at the moment, how I plan to diet in the future. Tons of great information over there. But even if you just wanted to take us for a test drive and try us out for the month, you can discontinue at any time. But I think that you won't, because I think that you'll really enjoy it. And even beyond that, it's like $7 a month, $6.99, something like that. I know that you'll love it. I know that you'll enjoy it. So go check it out. That's how you can keep your strength. And even beyond that, just push-ups, lunges, you know, jumping jacks. Smelly, are you still doing jujitsu? I haven't committed to even trying jujitsu yet. So the answer to that at the moment is no. Are you still shipping? Yes. Mark Bell Slingshot is still alive and kicking. And you know what? On that note, I would encourage as many online people as there are selling products to continue kicking ass, because you can help keep our economy going. But do so in the safest fashion that you possibly can. Do so with the practice of social distancing, washing your hands, and all that good stuff. Again, as I cough all over the place. Yeah, we're still shipping. MarkBellSlingshot.com. You can go check it out. Where can I get that hip circle with the weighted ball sack attachment? I don't know, man. I don't know what that was about. That was weird. You know, people are always trying to rip us off. All I can say is often imitated, never duplicated. I have bands. Just bought a barbell, 245s. Any tips on floor pressing? Yeah, floor presses are great, man. Keep the elbows in tight. Floor presses are fantastic. The floor press was invented by Dr. Floor in 1964 when he couldn't get through the bathroom door. I'm just kidding. Floor presses are fantastic. Great way to improve some strength. Give it a shot. Carnivore diet's going good. I see you guys popping questions all over. We love you from the UK. Respect. Respect. I got to get my ass to the gym. I got to be squatting. Do you prefer working out? Let's see. I got a question from Diana. What's up, Diana? Do you prefer working out with someone or on your own? I prefer both. I like both. I like to train with people sometimes, and I like to train by myself sometimes. Most of the time, I like, being accountable for having to work with someone else. It helps keep me on track. So, but one thing that's hard for me is to be accountable for the time, such as right now. It's 2:00. I'm supposed to be at super training right now. And won't get my workout started until probably 3. So I'll get there at like 2:30. That happens all the time with me. I'm just not receptive to dealing with time. Time and deadlines, those are two things that for me, they tend to stifle creativity and they stifle interactions like this. And so I just go on my own clock, my own watch. And unfortunately, everyone else has to kind of move with that the best that they can. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your questions. And just to kind of Dwayne Johnson this and to rock this a little bit. To rock this, get it? Rock this. The Rock answered some questions about his height and his weight. He said he's 6'4", 277 pounds. I can confirm that. The Brahma Bull, The Rock, the People's Champ. He's a huge individual. I used to get to kick it with him at Gold's Gym many, many years ago. He was always super kind to me. In fact, he handed off a tape of me wrestling to Jim Ross and helped get me looked at by Ohio Valley Wrestling. And that was really, really special and really cool of him. But for my own height and my own weight, I do believe I used to be like 72 inches tall, which is 6 feet right on the dot, but I'm no longer that tall anymore. And each morning I'm weighing in about 236 to 240 pounds, depending on the day. The Rock said he's 6'4", 277. That's a big boy. But yeah, he is indeed that big. He's a strong son of a bitch. He's in great shape all the time. And he's somebody somebody I admire quite a bit, as I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. I strongly urge you all to live through it, and you can do so by going over and checking out markbell.com. I got a bunch of workouts up there, both body weight and home gym style workouts. And on top of that, I got my own workouts if you still have access to a gym. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch you all later.